Hey guys, welcome back to Desi Kitchen. Today we're going to be making a Lotus Biscoff cheesecake. So here are all the ingredients that you will be needing for this. So first here we've got some Lotus Biscoff spread. We've got half a cup or 1800 ml. It's your choice. You can have a little bit more or like a little bit less. Depends on the sort of sweetness level you want or also how thick you want it. So here we've got 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. As the same with the spread, you can also put as how much you want because this depends on sort of flavor. Here you've got 1 tablespoon of melted butter. It's better if it's melted because when you mix it with the biscuits, it's going to be more easier for us to sort of spread it all over. Here we've got 1 cup of double cream or 237 ml. This double cream, so it's also more thicker and it's going to make it more like a whipped cream. Then here we've got the original Philadelphia cream cheese. This is also so it makes it more thicker. And then we've got our glasses that we're going to put it in. You can put it in a circular tray. You can make it how big or how small, but we're planning to make sort of party-sized portions in glasses like these. Then here we've got our biscuits. As we're going with sort of theme with Biscoff, it's your choice. You could do maybe Oreo spread with some Oreo biscuits as your choice. Everything else will be the same. It's just your choice on what flavor you want of the spread and biscuits. Okay, so our first step, we are going to get these biscuits and we're going to crush them in our little bowl. So you just want to get a couple of biscuits. You don't want to get too many. So you might want to start off with just maybe 6. And you just sort of want to crush them. You can use a machine, but if you use a machine, it sort of just makes them really small, and you might want to have them a bit bigger. I'm not trying to make them too small, but I don't want to make them too big either. So I'm just going to sort of crush them to the size I want, which is why this is a bit better. The machine is a bit more efficient and more quick. But this can also decide what sort of size you might want it to be, depending on your sort of preference. Once I'm done with this, and we'll be right back. So here is our crushed Biscoff biscuits. So now we're going to put some butter in it. So it's more of a sort of sturdy texture. So when we put it in the glasses, it won't sort of be going everywhere when we put everything else in it. So you just want to pour some butter, maybe sort of half of it, and then pour the rest after. Because you don't want it to be too sort of watery. And you sort of just want to mix it. As you can see, you just want to mix it. You want to make sure you mix it properly. Like this, because you don't want any sort of clumps of butter at the bottom. Okay, so now we are going to get a spoon. You can use a teaspoon, tablespoon, whatever you really like. And we're going to put a bit of our biscuits into each one of these and then use this to sort of flatten it out so it doesn't like go everywhere. So now we're just going to get about maybe 1 tablespoon, like that. That's all you really need. You can put more, you can put less. It's obviously up to you on how much you really want. It's sort of just like a base that you might want at the bottom. There you go. And don't worry about whether it's sort of going everywhere or if it doesn't like go flat, because now you can use this and sort of flatten it. You might want to be careful if you've got like glass like we do. You can see it's quite flat now, and you can look at the side. So you're just going to do that to all of them. Okay, so now here is our bowl. We are going to be making the whipped cream or the sort of cheesecake cream for our cheesecake cups. So what you'll need is the cream cheese. So this is the original one. You don't want any flavored ones. You can also get like a light fat one, or you can sort of get like 10% fat. So that's what it looks like. And then you sort of just want to get maybe this much and pour that into a bowl. It's a bit thick, so you might want to use your fingers. So I'll get it out. You need about 340 grams. This. So here you guys, you can see it. So now we are going to blend this. then we'll be back and I will show you what else you might want to add into it. So we are going to use our whisk. This is an electric whisk, so it might be a bit loud, but we're going to be using a whisk to sort of mix it and make it more of a creamy, sort of whipped cream sort of texture. So I'm just going to turn this on now. This is the sort of texture that you might want. You don't want it to be too sort of fluffy because otherwise it's going to be hard to sort of like put it down into the glass. So yeah, you just want it maybe this texture. You can make it a bit more fluffy or a bit less, obviously, on your preference. So here is our Lotus Biscoff spread. So now we're going to put this in here so it's more flavored also, so it's a bit more sweeter. So I'm going to put all of this in here. It is also a bit thick, just like with the cream cheese. You might want to use this sort of tub to help you get it in. And you can also use your fingers to help you put it in there. There you go. So now you want to get your whisk machine, just like before, and you just want to put it on the same sort of level, and we're going to mix it. As you can see, it's sort of a light, fluffy color and texture. It should sort of be this color. You can add more or less depending on how sort of sweet you want it. It's obviously your choice, but it should look a bit like this. So now we're also going to just quickly add our vanilla extract. I'm just going to pour that in there. Here we go. And like I said before, just like we've done, you just want to whisk this one last time. Make sure to get all the sides, get everything mixed in, so there's no sort of clumps of flavor just hanging around. So here we've got another bowl now, and now we are going to get our double cream and we are going to pour it into here, and then we're going to whisk it with our whisking machine. So you're just going to pour it in here. You're going to pour all of it just in here, just like that, quite thoroughly. And then you're sort of just gonna pop that to the side, and then you're going to mix it with our whisking machine. You want to be a little bit careful. So there you go. So now we have whisked our double cream. It's got this sort of whipped cream, fluffy sort of texture, just like this one. They both look quite similar, just different colors. So now we're going to mix the whipped cream into our sort of biscuit sort of cream. And you want to sort of fold it over. So I will show you how to do that just now. So now as you want to just sort of fold it over like this, and you sort of just keep on want to go in like an 8 figure, just like this. Back through the middle, sort of like a round through the middle and around again. Just like that. Because you want to sort of keep it fluffy. Because it looks better, it gives it sort of that better appearance. It just gives it that more fluffy sort of texture and it tastes a lot better. So here we have our whipped cream. So now we're going to just put this here as our sort of cheesecake base. So you just want to get maybe like a tablespoon or two and try not to sort of get the glasses dirty around the sides, but if you do, it is okay. So here we have our Lotus Biscoff spread. We're going to just pour it on top and then decorate it with some biscuits and some sort of like other decorations that we can put on top. So here we've got some melted spread. And you sort of just quickly want to pour it on top and sort of just spread it around. Because it's melted, you can sort of spread it around a bit easier. You might want to melt it for about maybe a minute or maybe a minute and 30 seconds, but not too much because otherwise it will get burnt. So here it is, fully decorated, all done. So this is the final result. Let us know in the comments how you found it, if it tastes good, if it's to your sort of expectations. Please like, subscribe, comment, and make sure to follow us on TikTok and Instagram. Thank you very much, and make sure to comment on our videos, any new suggestions that you may have. Thank you.